Coming up on the Entertainment Zone, musical husband and wife duo David Foster and Katharine McPhee give us an inside look into their show, Hamnet, the heart-wrenching story about William Shakespeare's life. And we had a chance to sit down with some of the cast. After the break, actor, comedian, singer Jim Belushi joins the show. I'm Front Row Phyllis, and this is the Entertainment Zone. David Foster and Katharine McPhee love going on tour together, and we had a chance to learn more about their show. Welcome, and thank you guys for joining us, the Power Duo.
Pleasure.
That's very kind of you to
We're
say.
happy to be here.
So, back on the road, what is tour life like?
I gotta be honest, leading up to it, no one really wants to leave their home during the holidays. And so I honestly do complain a little bit like, oh, we're missing this thing and we're going to be away from our son for this amount of time. And like even just other family activities, like David's daughters are going out to dinner with our little son, Rennie, tonight. Like there's just little things that we miss. But then we get here and we get into our little bubble and it's not kind of fun. It's really kind of fun. And it is relaxing when it's just the two of us on the bus, isn't it? Kind of great.
Yeah.
Except he's had a cold, so that's been a little bit of an anxious point on both of our. I mean, if I get a cold, it's one thing. If he gets a cold, it's one thing. But if I get a cold, it really it kind of ruins the show. So
Yeah, kind of. So we're hoping that does not happen at all. So the show is described as an intimate evening. What can fans expect?
Well, somebody, I think, put it really perfectly. An intimate evening. Obviously, this is a theater with 1,000, 1,500 seats. Not that intimate, but they said it feels like we're doing like a cabaret show in a living room, and it really is that. I think we have a lot of fun. I go to the audience. We get people to sing. Kat does costume changes, which she's actually never really done before. But it's Christmas, and at Christmas you can't be too corny, and there are no rules. Right. So we're just having a blast.
So speaking of that, I saw the prima ballerina.
Oh yes.
Okay. Do tell a
Well,
little bit more.
I use that term loosely, but I appreciate. Yes,
You are so cute. I have to be honest with you.
Well, let me just say, I got this idea to do this opening for the show, which is meant to be slightly surprising, slightly maybe a little impressive, because you may not know that I danced my whole life, but anyway, I'm not going to give away too much, but it's mostly just meant to be fun. Right. And I had more fun picking out the costume. I mean, we basically started with a blank leotard, white tutu, and me and my assistant back in LA, we ordered everything and bedazzled it. So that was really fun. I spent like a week working on it, didn't I?
It's so cute.
Thank you.
Obviously, your library of songs, Kat's library of songs. How do you pick the songs for the show? I mean, seriously.
Well, we don't really know. We just, like last night something happened, because there's always spontaneity, right? Last night something happened where we were trying to think of a song that I wrote and we couldn't.
Oh,
and Kat couldn't.
I was trying to think
right,
of a
and
song.
so I went through like about 6 of my songs that we're not doing in the show, which was actually kind of fun. And now we're thinking about maybe putting that a bit. It wasn't a bit last night, right. But tonight we might make it a bit, so I can do 5 or 6 more of my songs, little pieces of them that I wouldn't normally do in the show.
Now, this all came about from the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
When you guys were doing this at
Yeah,
home.
we the pandemic, everybody was looking for things to do.
Right.
We did this little Instagram thing called Kat and Dave Show, and it was hard, but it was fun. And then we picked up traction. And then we looked at USA Today, and they were like, the #1 internet show right now is the Kat and Dave Show. I was like, wow, maybe there's something to this, because obviously Kat and I both toured separately before that, and that was about 5 years ago. And so we just started touring together, and it's been great.
So the next question is, what's the secret sauce to working together?
What is the secret sauce?
No, I mean, we spend a good deal of our time apart on the road. I'll either be in the bus, she'll be in here, or she'll be in town shopping, or...
In fact, when he shows up into the dressing room, I'm like, why'd you get off the bus? He loves to stay on the bus, and I like to get into the venue. So we have hours where we don't see each other, and it's always cute when he shows up.
Do you guys ever get nervous before a show?
Oh gosh, he doesn't.
Kat does.
I do, but not really anymore. Not for these kinds of shows. Like if we have a show where there's lots of people where we happen to know them, then I'll get a little bit nervous. But the beauty of also something that I learned as I got older is being consistent and having constant exposure. You just get this confidence, and it's not that you get numb to it, but it's like the redundancy of something just makes it easier to get out every night and not be paralyzed by fear.
And you can't, you also can't, and in Kat, one of her coaches, her acting coaches told her this: never judge an audience. And it's true, because sometimes, I used to come off stage and go, God, that audience was awful. They didn't like this, they didn't like that. And you don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they're, so with that in mind, it's easier to just get out there and entertain. And if it goes well, it goes well. And if it doesn't, you're not going to blame yourself.
Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore.
Hamnet takes us back in time when William Shakespeare was creating his most infamous works, and we got to learn more from the actors who bring the story to life.
What do you write?
Only love?
Let me read you.
In what language am I written?
Oh, you are carved in space and water.
We were talking a little off camera and also now, is that as I am one of millions that is truly a hopeless romantic, let's just say, and this is truly an incredible love story between these two. What is it that you want the audience to take away from the show?
Well, I think firstly is for people to feel as though they've had a really full and enlightening evening with us. I think it's interesting you talk about love, because people find lots of different things in this story, whether it be the tragedy, but a lot of people really respond to the romance and the love story between these two characters and the community of people around these two characters as well. We're all romantics at heart. I mean, you want that sort of sense of enduring, unending love. And this story really speaks to that. These two characters go through incredible sort of tribulation in their lives.
Yeah, the love aspect is so strong, and it stays throughout the whole story. But the idea of a family going through grief, I think, resonates in kind of the same way as romance does. Everyone has experienced that in one shape or form, and it just so happens that the context of this family and their love and their grief is the context of Shakespeare and Agnes and their family, and the extent to which that affected the work that he went on to do and the stories that he wrote.
Speaking of that, the emotions that you guys go through, we talked about this between love and grief, and there's a lot of heavy emotions. How do you leave here and get out of character? How does that happen?
I think I worried that it would be harder than it is. Sometimes you come off from a scene and you can be in floods of tears, and you kind of dry your eyes and you see someone in the wings dancing, and it can disappear as fast as that. Or sometimes it does, and it sits heavy with you, and it takes a while to kind of shake it off. Your body doesn't know that it's not in trauma. You put yourself through something like that, and your brain goes, it's fine, it's make-believe, but your body recognizes that tension in the same way that it recognizes a real tension. So there's some aftershocks and things. I think one of the benefits of our lovely company is that you can just go for a walk and a giggle, and that's really important, because you're not just stuck with your thoughts and your feelings, and you can kind of shake it off, but it's not always easy.
Yeah, I think when we first started sort of doing runs of the play in the rehearsal room, it felt there was certainly a conversation I was having in my head, thinking, how am I going to look after myself through this process? But I think Rory's right. The body and the brain, they're just sort of so incredible, like what they allow you to do. There's a certain amount of athleticism that's involved in this production, and it's certainly what we do as actors. And my costume helps me sort of taking bits off and going, there's Agnes, I'll leave her here, and Kemi Bo walks out the door.
So what is your favorite part of telling the story?
I like the first half when everything's quite happy. that feels quite fun.
I'm sure.
All
That's
of our children are alive. Shakespeare's, but his career is beginning. He's feeling pretty good about it.
There's so many really sort of the movement pieces. I mean, I really enjoy listening to the other scenes that I'm not in. There's some brilliant work being done on stage for my colleagues, and I'm really enjoying that. But the movement pieces that we work with this fantastic movement director called Aisha, and they feel very ethereal, and there's no words involved. It's just pure sort of physical storytelling, and I really enjoy those aspects of it as well.
If you were to ask William Shakespeare a question, what would it be?
I'm so tempted to say poppadoms or bread, but that doesn't feel right. I'd say, did you do it? Did you do them all? Did you write them? Because then we could put it to bed, which maybe isn't fun. Maybe it's good that the argument's still raging, but there is a long argument about whether or not he wrote all of his plays or whether they were co-authored or other people wrote them. Same with his poetry. So I think putting a lid on that conversation, I'd say, did you do it?
And if he tells the truth?
Oh, he can lie.
He could.
Well, that changes the whole. It reduces the importance of it. Then I'll go back to poppadoms or bread.
He can lie. And Kemi, what would you ask Agnes?
Like Kemi Bo can sort of sit here and go, I think this is the thing that made her sort of fall in love with William. But I'd love to know what was the thing that made her go, he's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
People have talked about the play. They're calling it actually pure theater gold is one of the comments that's out there, which is beautiful.
That's a lovely thing to hear.
I know. So what do you guys think of that? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. I think that's a review from when it was in Stratford in 2022. So,
okay, well, it came to life.
but
back.
we'll hold it. We'll take that from them.
Right.
Pure theatre gold. Well, if theatre in its totality is about the company of actors, the design, the music, the movement, the way, the script, the story, the space that we get to do it in this incredible theatre on the pier, then I would say that it is pure theatre. And depending on the price of gold, depends on whether we add the gold bit on the end.
Jim Belushi is known for his comedic roles, and we had a chance to sit down with him and talk about his latest projects. This has been a very busy year for you.
I've been so busy.
You have been
I've been so
busy.
busy. I like being busy because it keeps you from going into the rabbit hole of thought. I like being busy.
2 completely different films that we just mentioned, 2 completely different roles.
Yeah.
So, Song Sung Blue, you play a character named Tom, right?
Yes, Tom.
So tell us more about Tom.
Tom is he's kind of the manager booker of this Neil Diamond tribute band that has Hugh Jackman and Katie Hudson in it. They're so beautiful in this film. They have this chemistry.
Do they?
Their eyes, when they look at each other, I mean, it just sparks. They make the movie. And, I have a smaller role, but a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's based on a real documentary of a real tribute band out of Milwaukee. Okay. The documentary was made in 2008 called Song Sung Blue. And Craig Brewer did an unbelievable job of adapting it to a screenplay. And so I got to watch the real people. And the character I play, he was on the documentary, and he was just the sweetest Milwaukee guy.
Really down to earth.
He was a Marine, but you would never know it because of his gentle nature. And he was the general manager of Kmart in Milwaukee for 35 years. Wow. Yeah, and he's just a lovely man. He's just filled with love, and he just loves passion, and he sees passion in these two, and he just wants to be there while it's happening.
So now let's switch over to the chronology of water.
Yes.
You portray Ken Kesey, right?
Yes.
How difficult was it to capture his essence?
Well, first of all, the chronology of water is taken from a memoir. So it's a real story, and it's quite a beautiful book. Very unusually written. Anyway, she goes through this pretty rough life, and she almost loses it. And at one point, she goes to visit a friend in Eugene, Oregon, and the friend says, "You're a writer. Take this class with me." He goes, oh, I don't want to take it. Oh, he wouldn't even like me. And it's Ken Kesey is teaching a class for a year for 12 students, master's class, where they're going to write a novel together. And she gets into class, and then it's about that relationship and how I kind of inspire her into becoming a writer. There's a wonderful line in the movie that I just love. Nobody is big enough to hold what happens to us. It's in your hands. And he means it to her that nobody's going to understand what happened to you. It's in your hands, and you're a writer. It's in your hands. And I thought about that line. I was like, yeah, nobody's big enough to hold what happened to me. I've gone through so many things in my life, and I used to get frustrated when people didn't understand me. And I'm like, wow, I forgive them all now, because of course you're not big enough to hold what happened. And it's in my hands. And I executed what happened to me through my acting, I guess. And in this particular piece, it's very close to my life in a lot of ways. So it was.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful for me as a performer.
And Kristen Stewart.
Oh, she's super cool.
So wait, so she wrote it?
She adapted it from the book.
Okay.
Called
And
Chronology.
directs it.
And directs, yeah.
And what is she like as a director?
She's phenomenal.
That's what I
She's
heard.
so super focused and highly detailed. She was wonderful. She got my best performance in years.
I've heard nothing but incredible reviews
she is so
about you. I
Oh,
mean,
thank
seriously, you have had incredible reviews. Besides about Kristen, but about you and about your role. And was it hard to switch out of that role? Is it difficult to switch out of like a dramatic role when you leave the set and just become you?
In the earlier career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're a younger actor, you kind of take on the emotion of that character and you go home with that emotion, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But not now.
Not now.
No.
You've done this a couple
Yeah,
times,
no,
like
no.
a few movies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a couple, yeah. I mean, I remember I did a play, and we did it here, right down the street, Pirates of Penzance. And right before that, I did a play called Ball at the Goodman Theater.
Okay.
Brecht told Brecht. One of the heaviest plays I'd ever been involved with. Brutal play. And I was an emotional wreck during that time. I remember my wife at the time, she was like, what is wrong with you? And I carried that guy with me. And then I went and did Pirates of Penzance. I played the Pirate King, where I was dancing and sword play and grabbing girls and kissing them, and you know.
You were you.
I was lovely to be around that year, I gotta tell you. Yeah, but now you finish the scene and you go home.
We're going to switch gears for just a minute and talk about Belushi Farms.
Oh, Belushi Farms.
Yes, which is cannabis farming.
Yes.
Which you're currently doing right now in Oregon, right?
Yes, I have a farm in Oregon on the
Right.
Rogue River in southern Oregon.
And you do this with, is Dan Aykroyd one of your partners?
Dan Aykroyd is one of my partners because we do a Blues Brothers brand of cannabis, which, by the way, we just released in Illinois.
How did you get involved in all this?
I don't know how I got involved. It's like,
Somebody knocked at your door and gave you an idea?
I don't know. You know, I've done a lot of experimental things in my life.
Well, that's an experimental thing.
I gotta tell you, and I did some ayahuasca in Peru, which is plant medicine. And I went on these journeys, and I don't know, I think from that, maybe I became open to plant medicine. And I had this farm,
Okay.
and Oregon was all of a sudden legal, you know. I said to Danny, I got 93 acres and I'm not gonna raise cattle, you know.
No.
And he goes, Jimmy, you know what, cannabis is illegal in Oregon. Why don't I put you together with Captain Jack?
Okay.
Captain Jack was the weed dealer for Saturday Night Live.
No.
Yes. So Captain Jack came, and we started growing a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just steamrolled into this business, into a TV show. Did a show called Growing Belushi. You can get it on it's HBO Max, YouTube, Discovery Channel. And I did 13 episodes about what it's like to grow cannabis and what it's like to be in this industry.
So, Chicago, Second City, was this where it all started, which is where you started?
Well, I started the high school, and then I went to the College DuPage where I really did a lot. I'd been in 40 productions between sophomore year in high school and graduating from College DuPage.
Did John always kind of like lead the way that you should go into this industry?
Well, no, he didn't want me to do it.
He didn't want you to step on his toes?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I got into Second City and he called me and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Just got into Second City touring company." He goes, "You sure you want to do comedy? I thought you were more of a dramatic actor. You should be doing like the Goodman Theater or something." I go, no, I like this. This is fun." "You sure?" "Yeah." And Blues Brothers, I did the Blues Brothers with Danny. So yeah, these are the gifts he left me.
Has there been any roles that you turned down that you regret?
Oh, yes.
Come on, you knew I'm going to ask you.
Oh, come on. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I still do shame dances over it. Yeah, I turned down my cousin Vinny.
Which was so crazy.
Oh, it's stupid of me.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm really. But there's some that I turned down that they ended up making that I was like, whew.
Oh,
Boy,
really?
am I glad I turned that down. But yeah, my cousin Vinny was the stupid one.
Don't be turning them away at this point.
No, I do turn some things down.
We want to give a special thanks to Joe's Live for the beautiful accommodations. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, and we'll see you right back here next week. I'm Front Row Phyllis, and this is The Entertainment Zone.